mo susubukan. Di mo pwede na maliitin ako'y batang Pinoy. Kayo ang bida, kayo ang bida, kayo batang Pinoy. Kayo ang bida, basta batang Pinoy. Kapag batang Pinoy, hindi ka uurungan. Laging handa kahit saan pa mapalaban, boy. Wag mo susubukan. Di mo pwede na maliitin ako'y batang Pinoy. Kayo ang bida, kayo ang bida, kayo batang Pinoy. Kayo ang bida, basta batang Pinoy. Kapag batang Pinoy, hindi ka uurungan. Laging handa kahit saan pa mapalaban, boy. Wag mo susubukan. Di mo pwede na
Hello and welcome to a very special episode of Battle Pinoy podcast. We're gonna call this special episode with a bandit. I'm here with a player from Vancouver Bandits, second round pick, Filipino player. His name is Jerric Palma. How are you doing, Jerric?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. So, what's been keeping you busy right now?
Yeah, practices are essentially every day, right? I'm getting my morning lifts in, afternoon practices in. So that's pretty much keeping me busy all day. Just got to make sure I stay in shape, make sure all my tools are sharp, right? So that's pretty much keeping me busy all day.
Yeah, I read that you played in Richmond, BC.
So yeah, I'm born and raised here. I spent all my life here. I went to St. Joseph the Worker Catholic School in Richmond, and then I went to St. George's High School in Vancouver. But yeah, I've always lived in Richmond my whole life, right? So.
And then you went to the eastern part of Canada in Western University.
Yeah, so fortunate enough for me, I was able to get recruited straight out of high school to the prestigious Western University program, and I was able to play 4 years of basketball there, and obviously study business over there. So it's been a great experience living there for the past 5 years, if you include COVID, right? So I've just graduated just now, so just back home for good now.
All right. What's the difference between playing basketball here in western part of Canada and in Ontario?
For me, I would definitely say the defensive emphasis that the eastern part has. I feel like a lot of, especially, I'm just talking like U Sports because that's the league I'm the most familiar with. I feel like West Coast is very offensive orientated, right? So there a lot of sets and all that revolve around offense, and you can tell by the scores always ending up in the hundreds, like high 90s, hundreds. Whereas East Coast, a lot of the scores are ending up in the 70s to 90s, right? And just with my practice at my school, like we always start with defense and we end with defense, and it's just because that's how the league is shaped, right? Like it's hard to get buckets over there because everyone's so good defensively. Like it's hard to find like liabilities on the court like that. So I definitely say that.
I thought that's only a myth, considering I've been watching NBA that Eastern Conference teams play more defense than Western Conference teams. I thought that was only like a myth or just a saying.
Well, that's the NBA level. I can't attest to that, but here in Canada, I can definitely say that that is no myth.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very much true. It's very much true. So, yeah.
Yeah. How excited are you that the Vancouver Bandits is having a Filipino Heritage Night this Saturday?
Oh, I'm very excited. I believe I'm one of two Filipinos playing in the CBL. The other one is in Winnipeg. Also,
Yeah, I heard.
So for me, like this is a big night, right? I know for a fact that BC is very like the Filipino community here in BC is very big, right, and supports basketball very much, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing the crowd and everyone in the basketball community come together because and like just share like a night of basketball because I know it's bigger here than a lot of other provinces in Canada for sure.
It's a good matchup too because you Vancouver Bandits are like I think you guys are 8-2 already,
Yeah, we're doing really well.
and then the Edmonton Stingers are they're on the I think other conference, and then they're the number one team as well.
They're in our
From
conference. They're in our conference, but
you're
uh,
1-2, right?
yeah, they're not far behind us.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a really good matchup. So I think this scheduled game couldn't have come at a better time for this each day, right? So it's going to be a competitive game. So I'm looking forward to it.
I saw the Vancouver Bandits Instagram post that some of the players were trying to speak Tagalog.
It's
A little
you
word.
can tell not a lot of them have been around the culture as much, but they're definitely trying.
Yeah. Do you still know how to speak Tagalog? A few words.
Like here and there, I definitely understand. I've never really spoken at all growing up, but
Okay.
my grandparents especially, they speak Tagalog, and they'd always, back when I was in elementary school, they're always like taking care of me and bringing me to school and all that. So I kind of like I have I would say a decent background in like understanding basic Tagalog words and phrases and all that, but I would not say I'm like fluent or anything like that.
Yeah, you said you were born here. Where are your parents from?
So my dad is from Cavite, and my mom is
Cavite.
and my mom is from Manila.
Okay.
They were both born over there, but my dad came here very early. My dad came actually to Montreal when he was 4, and then my mom came in elementary school still when. But then she was back and forth, I'd say. But they both definitely been here for a long time already.
Have you been to the Philippines yet?
I have 2 times when I was younger, and then my grade 12 year, I played in the SBTC, like the big Filipino tournament that they have for high schoolers. So I went there in grade 12, and I competed there for Vancouver, the Vancouver team with under Coach Knapp, who took all the Vancouver guys, or so I guess the Lower Mainland guys, to compete in that tournament, which was good because that was the year guys like Jalen Green played, and some other notable American names. But yeah, it was definitely a good tournament. So yeah, I've been there a few times already. I'm pretty familiar with the culture, and yeah.
Did you see a lot of basketball courts when you're driving around anywhere?
Oh yeah. I'd see a lot of just random people playing in their chinelas and
Chinelas.
no one really wears shoes like that on the outdoor courts. It's definitely, for me, I guess, way too hot to play outside. Like I don't know if I could play a full game outside without maybe getting heat stroke or something. But it's hard. But,
It is hard.
But the people over there love it, and it's really nice to see that the culture embraces the game of basketball.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering, do you have any idea on what's gonna happen at the Filipino Heritage Night this Saturday? I know there's gonna be a big game, but are there any types of halftime show?
There's gonna be a pregame buffet, which it will consist of a lot of like I don't know who's organizing that, but there will definitely be a lot of Filipino food and stuff before the game. And then I know our Vancouver Bandits dance crew consists of a lot of like Filipinos, right?
Yeah.
So
when we watch I've seen oh, that's a Filipino dancer right there.
So I know that they're gonna be performing for sure. And then there'll be a lot of other things going on the Jumbotron, kind of promoting the Filipino Heritage game. But other than that, I think you got to come to find out. I don't really.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Yeah.
My friends from Batang Pinoy will be there supporting you guys because we went to the opening night, and it was our first time watching a Vancouver Bandits game, and then it was surprised when somebody got a dunk there's
Oh,
a pyro
yeah.
or a 3-pointer, like the pyro went off. Yeah,
Hmm.
so that was one of the first. And I also noticed that, have you played like a target score during your high school game?
No,
During,
no. Target score, I've only ever seen it elsewhere in the NBA All-Star game
Mhm.
when they did that thing for Kobe, and then just here in the CBL. Like it's honestly a unique way to end games because every game is a game winner, essentially, right?
It is. It is. Yeah,
Uh,
I
but no,
ref
I've
a
never.
couple of games. Yeah, I ref a couple of games. Target score, so that game could be longer, or that game could end as fast as possible.
Mhm.
So it is a unique experience. It is a
With
unique
our
experience.
with our track record, we've honestly managed to end games quicker because
Yeah, yeah.
our offense is very run and go kind of thing. So we ended up. Uh, it takes us definitely less than 4 minutes to finish the game if we
Mhm.
win, obviously. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, it'll be exciting.
yeah. Okay, so let's take back to the night when you get drafted. How did you feel getting your name called during the CEBL draft?
So a lot of people think that it's one of those things where you're just waiting to get drafted, but honestly, I got a call from the coach. I believe 2.5 weeks or 3 weeks before the draft, saying they're
Mhm.
interested in wanting to take me. To be
Yeah,
honest, though, like I was very shocked that I got like I told my coach I got the phone call, and I was honestly playing basketball with my friends, and I kind of put the call to the side and I said, "Hey, I'll call you later," because I didn't. It was a random number for me. It was a random number. I'm like, "Who is this?" Like, I'll just call this number later. I'm kind of busy playing right now. And then
hmm
I ended up going home and I found out that it was actually the head coach of the Bandits, Kyle Julius, and I'm like,
Kyle
"Oh,
Julius, Coach
not a,
Kyle.
that's not a that's not a phone call I should have missed, right?" So I called that right back, and then he just showed his interest and was like, "Yeah, I plan to draft you the for the CBL draft. I just wanted to know that you're interested and you'd be invested to play for the summer because it is a long season because it just consists it is a quick season, sorry, but it's you have to be very committed to be a part of the team, right? So he just wanted to make sure that I was more than capable and willing to do that. And so yeah, initially I was shocked, but like I said, 3 weeks before I got that call, and then I was very excited. And once they said my name, kind of thing, like I was ecstatic. I was happy, and I got a lot of congratulations from a lot of people in the basketball community, a lot like family, friends, and all that. So it was definitely a really, really nice experience for me. And yeah, I'm happy to be a part of the team now. So excited.
Nice, nice. And you just finished your master's in business,
No,
right?
no. So I just finished my undergrad in business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so I spent 5 academic years completing my undergrad, bachelor's of business management and organizational studies. Uh, just because of the COVID year uh, kind of set me back a little bit, but yeah, just graduated uh, 2 weeks ago. So yeah.
Yeah, congratulations on that one. How did you manage your academics and being a professional basketball player? How do you manage, like,
Like a student athlete,
what's
being a student.
yes, an athlete? Yeah.
Well, it was one of those things where even in high school, I had to start doing that, right? Because I lived in Richmond and had to go to Vancouver for school every day. I had to
Yeah.
manage, like it would take me like an hour round trip to get home, school back home, right? So I'd always have like a small window to complete my studies, uh, go to basketball practice, complete my studies again if I didn't finish it, and then go to bed kind of thing. So I kind of developed that discipline very early, I'd say, in high school, and then going to university, uh, living like close to campus, it honestly made it a lot easier because when you're in university, you're not technically 8 to like 3 p.m., right? You just take your classes whenever they're assigned to you or whatever at whatever times they are. So I'd always use my free time wisely in the day to just complete my homework, and then so come practice at like 7 p.m. I'm not stressing or anything like that. So yeah, like I said, developed that discipline early, so it was not that hard to manage my studies.
Yeah, I think that's an important message since some of the kids or some of the parents will listen to this podcast. How important discipline is being a student athlete, right?
Mhm. Yeah, like the word student comes before athlete, right? So you got to make sure
Yeah,
that
yeah,
all your studies are taken care of before the basketball part, right? And to be honest, when you're in that recruiting phase, right, that's what a lot of coaches look at, making sure, oh, this guy has good grades, this guy's a good person. Okay, he'll be a good fit for the basketball team, right? It's
mhm,
not the way around usually. Oh, he's a basketball player. Hopefully, he has good grades, kind of thing. It's never that way. So
yeah,
very
yeah.
important.
That's
Student.
very important.
Yeah.
How do you think your experience at the University of Western Ontario has prepared you to be a professional basketball in a CBL?
So like the youth at that level, like the U Sports level, like it's a good league, right? Everyone, because my league was the Ontario League, the OUA, on. So I got to compete against like the best of the best in Canada,
Hmm.
who obviously didn't go Division One and all that. So it definitely prepared me for sure because I did play like 4 years under my head coach Brad Campbell over there. But going from there to the CEBL level where
Yeah,
you're getting guys from the G League, uh, professionals from all over the world, uh,
yeah,
even bounce back NBA players. Like there's a big like discrepancy in skill level, right? So
and physicality too, right?
yeah, yeah, right. So it's hard to like say that playing U Sports kind of prepared me because um, it's because of the skill level, but because of the discrepancy in the skill level. But I developed my skills and then also like my love for the game and like my intensity and all that. Like that's kind of the things that kind of shaped the player I am and kind of prepared me to play at this level. So um, yeah, like I said, it's this discrepancy is real. Like so, yeah.
Aside from your number one trait, shooting, what's your next best ability that you could give to the Vancouver Bandits? Is it
Um,
defense? Is it playmaking?
Um, I definitely would say like handling the ball. I did play the two at Western, but naturally growing up, I played the one, and so I definitely can handle the ball and uh, play make if I need to. But highlighted by my career at Western, shooting has been my number one strength and is what's taken me to this level, right? So making sure I like hound those skills and keep that up because if my name was ever called upon to get in the game and stuff, like I got to make sure those are always
Yeah.
sharp. But I can dribble the ball, like play make and all that. So I'd say those two are like kind of my secondary skills behind my shooting. So yeah.
Yeah. Who do you model your game or your what do you call this? Where do you? Sorry, I'm lost of words here. Who do you model your play, your basketball play? Is it
Okay.
Steve Nash,
It's
Jason Kidd?
when it comes like overall, like I would definitely say I always looked up to Steph Curry. Like it's just natural. Like he's the best shooter in the
Yeah,
world, right? You want to compare yourself to the best and try and match what they do and all that. So like obviously go for me as a shooter, looking at like Steph Curry workouts, his drive, the stuff he does off the court. Those are things I'd kind of research and look at because I do in a way want to model my game after Steph Curry. By all means, I'm not Steph Curry at all, like not even close. But looking up to a guy like that has really helped me develop as a player for sure.
concept moving, not sitting on the corner waiting for the ball to come. Right?
Yeah, because if you notice the way he plays, right, he's technically a point guard, but
Yeah,
everyone knows he's like one of the best shooters in the world. So he plays a lot of off ball, right? So constantly running off screens, and he does a lot of like training just to like be able to run a full game, right? Because he's
yeah.
always off screens. He's not always dribbling the ball up, making plays, right? He's doing stuff off ball, making plays for other people, right? Getting other people open. That's why a lot of the secondary players on his team are able to succeed the way they do because of how because of the heavy focus on Steph all the time, right? So I kind of like nitpick those kind of things out of his game and try to translate it to me in some respect. So yeah.
Okay. Um, what message do you have for our Filipino community in hopes getting drafted at CEBL or in the NBA?
I definitely would say like uh, heart over height for sure because as you know, like we weren't really like generally speaking, we weren't given the the height advantage in this
Yeah.
world. For for the most part, a lot of us are undersized, right? But a lot of us are also very skilled, right? So like I was short my majority of my life. I was a kind of a late bloomer, right? I wouldn't even consider myself tall right now. I'm like 6'1", but like if you're playing at a high level like the CEBL, that's still pretty short, right? But
Yeah.
really like making sure you are the hardest working player on the court, making sure you do the little things to make other players better. Because at the end of the day, coaches don't always look for the guys who score 30. You know what I mean? They look for the guys that make the biggest impact, like on the game itself, right? Whether it's playmaking, for me, it's shooting, obviously,
Mhm.
making sure you have like that one skill or more, obviously, but having that a few skills that really make you stand out and like develop that heavy because once you get to the point where you get an opportunity to like play post-secondary basketball, that's what coaches will be like looking at, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, in this day and age, like height really doesn't matter as much, right? So having that heart and being able to like prove that you belong in your respective environment, like on the basketball court, like that's honestly I think what matters the most.
If you're not playing basketball, what sport are you playing? Because I heard you are a multi what do you call this multi athlete type
Uh,
of player.
Sport athlete, yeah. So growing up, I definitely was a hockey player. I started hockey when I was like 4, and when I got to like grade 8, I had my dad made me decide like is it basketball or hockey, right? And I in my head I thought I was really good at hockey, so I definitely could have pursued the hockey route, but so I could say hockey. I did a lot of track and field in high school, so I was a really good long distance runner, so I could claim
Wow.
that. But to answer your question, I'd probably say hockey. Hockey,
Hockey. Okay.
sport. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Outside of sports, if you're not playing professionally as playing professionally as a player, what are you doing right now? Are you going to be in a business? Are you going to
So
be
yeah, so I do want to pursue uh like uh, an avenue in business like after the season's over, but I've been doing a lot of like coaching, like working with kids. Right now I'm a drive basketball coach, so I coach a
yeah?
lot of like the U11s, U14s right now. So I coach like AAU for them, like their club basketball. So to be honest, I'm constantly around the game of basketball. If I'm not playing, I'm like doing a lot of coaching, and I'm doing, I'm making like that's what I'm doing for like other income was
Yeah.
coaching. So like I said, if I'm not playing or training and stuff, I'm coaching. So we'll see what happens in the future. But as for right now, I'm just coaching. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think that's our time for today. So be sure to watch Vancouver Bandits on June 29th, 7:30 p.m. tip-off time. And we'll get to see Jerric Palma at the Langley Event Center. Do you have any final message or how how could kids get to your coaching program drive?
So yeah, I'll also do a lot I don't really advertise it too much, but I do a lot of like private training and stuff too. I like cater to whoever what kind of player you are. But yeah, sign up for like Drive Basketball just on their website or through email or phone call and all that, and I'll make sure if they ever request for me to be their coach and all that, like I'll be there. So yeah. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks so
Jerric.
much,
You know,
friends. I really appreciate it. I'll
you're
see you.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah. Take care.
All right. I'll see you, Jerric.
Bye.
Bye. And that's it. Our interview. Galing kay Jerric Palma. So, ipopost natin to next sa ating mga social media platform. And we're inviting you on Saturday, June 29th, Filipino Heritage Night. Vancouver Bandits, the league leading number one team in CEBL, Vancouver Bandits, against the Edmonton Stingers. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.